Hello friends, welcome back to my channel or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I am Martina Lily and today, yeah, I know, I have so much more new makeup to play with. I really didn't plan it that way. It just all happened to kind of arrive in the mail on the same day. So I just figured we would sit down and play with it all together. I have new makeup by Mario, new Huda Beauty, new Patrick Tar. I got PR from this brand called All Fluff, which is an Australian brand and looks very intriguing. So yeah, you know the deal. We're just gonna sit down and play with some makeup and have some fun and see how it goes. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. You guys are zoomed in nice and close, 4K no filters, and everything will be linked in the description box down below for you guys. If you're interested in checking out the links, they are affiliated, so thank you so much. All right. Oh, so many new goodies to play with today. I'm very excited. We're going to start with eyes, but just quickly before we do, I got these little compacts is what I'm trying to spit out here. It's from a brand called It's All Fluff. It's an Australian brand based in Melbourne, and they reached out to me on Instagram to see if they could send me some PR, no strings attached, that kind of thing. I was like, yeah, I'm always open to PR. Didn't expect these to be so luxe feeling. So they came, they literally just arrived. They came in like these kind of compact, paper packaging. So the compacts came like the large one and the small one came in this, and it's a weighted metal cloud compact used to house makeup, and it's fully recyclable. So it's made up of different metal alloys, no single-use plastic, nothing like that. So very environmentally friendly. But I think this is the heaviest piece of makeup I've ever felt. It's so luxurious. It really, really is luxurious. And you like slide it open, and then this is the bronzer, the bronzing powder, which is refillable. So you can just pop this out when you wanna, like if you finish it up, which we'll get to the bronzer later. And then this little one right here is the lip oil. And again, it's really, really luxe. So let's try the lip oil. This one is in the shade Original Tint, and then they also sent me a clear one, which is here. So I don't know if you can see, the little round one is in here, so that's clear as well. So let's give this a go. So what does it say? A deeply nourishing, natural and refillable lip oil with subtle shine. Can also be applied as a gloss to bare eyes or over eyeshadow, and as a highlighter to cheeks if desired. Clear can also be used as a light brow pomade. There you go. It's 53 Australian dollars for the compact and the product, and then the refills are $21. So I just took off the lip balm that I already had on, and let's put this to the test. I saw on their Instagram that people were doing this, which kind of freaks me out a little bit, but we did it. I mean, it's only me using it, so that's fine. And it's very lightweight. Does not have a taste, which is great. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be super long wearing. Let's wear it now and see how long it lasts as we go along our application. They get an A+++ for their packaging though, because this is luxe and gorgeous, truly very aesthetic. So they get an A++ so far for that. I believe they ship worldwide as well. I'll have them linked down below. I don't think it'll be an affiliate link. I think they're too small of a brand for that. So, and like I said, they just sent me PR, and I was like, oh, we'll try it. So no strings attached. We're gonna do eyes first, and I thought we would use our Lisa Eldridge Fawn palette again. So I did a full review of this, plus all the liquid silk eyeshadows, which we're gonna use one of the liquid silks today as well. I wanna take, I think it's called Ione. I want to take this one today because this is very pretty. And we'll see how we go. Now, you don't need to use an eye primer with these effectively. These are kind of like your eye primer. At least that's what Lisa says in her release video. So I will skip eye primer, which Lisa is the only person I would skip eye primer for, you know. I'm just going to take a REFY 33, and less is more with these little ladies. So start small and build. I'm going to pop this all over the lids and just lightly buff it, and you just want to use a soft touch. I really like this shade. This one's my favorite shade, and I think so many of you guys actually picked this shade up when I was looking at the comments from my review video. This was the most common shade I saw get picked up. One of you guys actually asked in that review video how these compare to the Danessa Myricks Color fixes, and I thought that was a really good question. They're similar in terms of the wearing, like they just kind of set down and don't budge. But I find these ones are a little bit easier to work with, at least depending on the shade of the color fix. I have the olive hue shade, and if I'm not careful, it can dry down a bit quicker, and I need to work a little bit quicker with those and do one at a time and that kind of thing. So you have a little bit more wiggle room in terms of the dry down time with these. But once these set and they don't budge, which I think you can tell this one's already set. But also these ones are more hydrating than the color fix I personally find, but not hydrating in terms of that they don't set down, because they do set, but they just somehow keep the lid more hydrated. Because I don't know if you can tell, like this is set down completely, but my lids look and feel more hydrated than say the color fix. And this one, I find these a little bit more smoothing, but I don't have two textured lids at the moment, so that could also just be like my lids, for example. I'm just gonna take a What's Up 104. I'm gonna mix this shade and this shade together. So that is what shade? I always get confused. Upper West Side and Supernaturally. I'm just gonna mix them together. I really loved the look I did in my review video for this palette. It was so pretty. I'm just gonna run this through the crease. Like, I just felt so sophisticated and me in that look. It was just stunning. Really, really, truly. Now you could obviously just leave this as a one and done too. I think it's very pretty as a one and done, and these work lovely as a one and done. Did any of you guys receive your orders of these yet? If you ordered them, let me know what you think so far. I'm really happy with them. That's pretty. I'm going to take white tie right here, just on my ring finger today. So if you want to use a soft, or you want a softer effect, use a brush. If you want to amp it up, use your finger. And if you want to really amp it up, you could put intensifiers down. But I'm just going to tap it on here today, just in 3/4 of the lid. Oh, that's pretty. This reminds me like of Astral Solstice a bit from Pat McGrath Labs, this shadow actually. And I think if you were to wet your brush or put intensifiers down, this will be more of a molten metallic instead of just like a glittery type shade. I like that, that's very pretty, if you ask me. This is just a What's Up 105, and I'm gonna go into, I'm actually gonna mix Supernaturally with this one, which is Burnt Clove, and I'm gonna tap this out here and run it through the crease. And then I'm just gonna go a little bit more into Burnt Clove, and I just wanna softly deepen, which you could skip this step if you were following along and didn't want to take it any deeper. Nice. With that white tie shade, you will get a little bit of glitter if you don't wet your brush or use intensifiers. So just keep that in mind. You might want to do your face first. I very rarely do a wing, but let's take Lisa's Kitten Flick, because we have it, and let's do a wing. So I'm not going to talk through this because, and hopefully I can get it in camera angle, because I find these hard to do, I'll be honest. I'm just going to do a little one. I'm gonna leave that there. They're not perfect, and that's fine. And what I'm gonna do now is go back into Burnt Clove with a REFY 3, and I'm just going to smudge that into this lash line here, because I find if I smoke it a little bit, it kind of covers up the mistakes that I've made. Just going back into that What's Up R105 and a mix of Supernaturally and Burnt Clove again. I'm just gonna redefine here a little bit. And then I'm just going to take that original R104 and mix Supernaturally with Upper West Side and just, and it will look a little crazy now. It'll come together with brows and the rest of the face, don't you worry. Okay. Wings are like distant cousins, not sisters, but that's okay. You know, we do what we can do. That's not bad though, I'm not minding that. Let's go ahead and move on to our base now. For primer, I'm gonna take my TATCHA Liquid Silk Canvas. I've got a new foundation to try, so I wanna use a primer that is tried and true, and I really enjoy the TATCHA Liquid Silk Canvas. This is just an IT Cosmetics like foundation brush that I got years and years and years ago. Need to use our REFY eye balm naturally. Still my favorite, like such a good product. And then a little bit of Tarte Green color corrector today because my cheeks are looking a little red here. I just used my Zip device, which is like a nano current facial device. So sometimes that can just make my skin just a touch red just because it, you know, works the skin. And then I'm just going to take the Tarte Colored Sissy Clay color corrector, and this is just a Smashbox concealer brush. Oh, I didn't blend in the nose. There we go. For foundation, I got FOMO, couldn't help myself, we have to try it. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation. You guys have probably seen the reviews everywhere. I got the shade Chai 210B and I haven't actually swatched it yet, so let's see if this is going to be a good shade. Everyone seems to be really liking this, and that's 210B right there. I got such FOMO that I was like, all right, let's try it. I wanted to try the primer too, but it's not out in Australia yet, so stay tuned for that. So it says on the box here, it's got 1.5% niacinamide in it, weightless, comfortable, buildable blur, and then it just says shake well before use, which I've done, and you can apply with a sponge, brush, or fingertips. So let's just do both. I'll do brush on one side. Let's take my Sigma F48 brush, and let's see how this goes. Might be a bit deep, but that's okay. I always find Huda Beauty's products, like shade ranges, quite hard to pick the right shade, but actually it's not looking too bad. Oh wow, that actually looks pretty nice. That actually does look quite nice. I mean, if a product has blur in it, I'm probably gonna get it because that's my jam. I want to be blurred. So yeah, I really am intrigued by this, to be honest. I wouldn't say it's ultra blurry. I mean, that's one side. I would say, I actually think just immediately my Dior stick foundation is actually more blurring than this. I don't think, I can still see, like I feel like you can still see my pores right here as much as here. But it does look nice and thin on the skin. But I'm not like immediately, oh my gosh, this is the most blurring foundation. I think my Dior one's more blurring, and my Tom Ford Architecture one. What do you guys think? Let's use my Cloud Set sponge from Juno and Co on the other side and see how that goes. I think this is going to be just a touch deep, this shade, when like my barley tan wears off, but that's okay. Definitely less coverage with the sponge. The sponge eats up the coverage. Oh, not too bad though, actually. I think I'm being dramatic in that statement. Yeah, I don't find this has not blurred, really, I don't think. What do you guys think? It looks fine, like it looks nice, but am I missing something? Have I used it wrong? I truly feel like my Dior blurs more than this. I'm just building it up a little bit just to see how it goes. It does say it's layerable. I mean, this is a first impression, so I will keep testing it, but immediately I like the coverage. It feels very thin on the skin, but it doesn't, like I haven't put this on and I've put this on and gone, it looks fine. I haven't put this on and gone, oh my gosh, like I did with the Dior foundation stick, that looks flawless. You know what I mean? Even the Tom Ford Architecture foundation, it just makes me look flawless. Whereas I really can still see the pores here. Like this hasn't done anything for pores right here at all. It's not smoothed my texture like other foundations do. So, interesting. Is that a me thing? Am I gonna cop some hate for saying that? I will keep testing this. This is a first impressions, but I'm not like blown away immediately. So just FYI. All right, let's check out WESTMAN Atelier concealers. L2 and L1 are the shades. I have a full review of these on the channel if you're wondering, and I still absolutely love them. I think they're amazing. I just put L1 in here to lighten this bit up, and I keep L2 out here on its own just because this is to cover my melasma right here. This is my Danessa Myricks MY8, and I just like to really push it in place and not spread it too far. Which is the best thing about this concealer, is it really just stays put. It doesn't like, you don't have to blend it down or anything to blend it all out. It just blends exactly where you want it. So I still love this concealer. It wears flawlessly. It's absolutely beautiful. I really like it. I do need to layer it to get the coverage level I want. But I can do that. Like it layers beautifully in thin layers. It doesn't look cakey or heavy, or doesn't disturb the wear time of it or the texture of the wear time of it or anything like that. And it also can just depend on like anything, right? How dark my under eyes are on the day and stuff. Today they're a little bit darker. I didn't sleep well last night and I had a bit of a migraine this morning. So that's why I'm potentially looking a little bit haggard. But I just wanted to sit down and play with some makeup. You know, I can't help myself. Did anyone pick this up and try it yet, by the way, this concealer? I would love to know. I know a heap of you were very keen to. I still love it. I know my friend Aura here on YouTube as well, but she just like loves it as much as me too. It's absolutely gorgeous. Cream bronzer, I am going to use my Too Faced Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. I have the shade Chocolate Mousse. I really like this, honestly. It's really good. It's a more emollient version than the Dior contour stick. You need even less product of this, believe it or not, than what even the Dior you need. This is just the Sonia G Sheer Buffer. I personally like the Dior one more. Just like shade wise and just product wise. Like this is still really lovely, but shade wise the Dior one's much better for me, and I just find it to be a lot more blurring and like just melting into the skin in such a natural way. But I just think those Dior products are something special, you know. But this is still a lovely product. Like if you don't want to spend the money on Dior, this is truly lovely. And you want something similar. I think the tint of that lip oil has like worn away, but I can still really feel like the hydration and nourishment on the lips. So I like that. Now we have powder, and I picked up the new Makeup by Mario powder. So the Surrealskin Self Blur Setting Powder. I got the shade 2 Neutral Light. So I haven't even opened this yet. It comes in your kind of standard loose powder packaging. And then this is the powder right here. And this has no talc in it, FYI. And no coconut. Normally Mario's products will have coconut in it. Oh, that looks nice and feels nice. I actually haven't seen any reviews, but I think I've heard people are liking this. So let's see. I'm gonna take this MY3 first and just grab some of the powder, and I'll try it on my under eyes. I'm not too concerned if it doesn't work well on my under eyes. I don't necessarily want the same formula for my under eyes as what I want for the rest of my face, because my under eyes are dry. But we shall see. And we'll do one side first. And then I'm just going to pick up this BK N17, and I will take the powder and set the rest of my face with it on this side. Have you guys got this powder as well? What do you think? I will come back and do a speed reviews, by the way, probably like next week or the week after. And I will update you guys on all of the new makeup that I have tried in the past few weeks and like what I actually think of them. So after I've tested them for a little bit, so stay tuned. I will not leave you hanging. Wow, that looks beautiful. Oh, that looks very blurry. Look at that. That is blurry. Now this has brought the blur. That's pretty. This is very mattifying. So I guess if you have dry normal skin, I'd be using a very, very small amount. I'm just gonna do the other side. If you have oily skin, I think it feels like this will hold it pretty well, but I need to test it some more. I'll obviously wear it today, and if I remember, I'll put like a little picture at the end of like how my makeup started at what it looked like at the start of the day, and then what it looks like at the end of the day. If I remember, but sometimes I've got a bit on at work today, so we'll see. But this definitely feels like for combo skin, oily, like peeps, this might be your jam. It definitely has that. It honestly kind of just feels like the Laura Mercier Ultra Blur, if you will. But we'll see. That's not a bad thing. That powder's wonderful. Let's see how it wears. Let's see if it holds up to my absolutely beloved like Chanel Loose powder or Face Atelier, because those powders, they blur just like this, but when I tell you they leave my complexion looking exactly the same from morning to night, my god, there's something special, truly. I even wore the Chanel on like a plane for like 6 hours and went in the Bali heat with it for a couple hours before I took it off and stuff, and my complexion still looked the same, hadn't budged. It was amazing. Actually, it's not looking too bad on the under eyes as well, really. It's looking pretty nice. What do we think? I'm not mad. I actually quite like that. I'm not mad. My initial first impressions right now is my skin looks very blurred. It feels set. And that's like, honestly, with my powder, I want my skin to look blurred with it. So that's like my criteria. And then the next criteria is how it holds up throughout the day when my oils start coming through. So I'll keep an eye on it. I'm just gonna quickly go off camera and do my brows, and then we'll come back and keep going. We have brows. I always feel better once I have my brows on. Let's finish these eyes. I'm gonna go into Upper West Side. I cannot remember the name of this shadow for the life of me, with my Sigma E36, and I will run that underneath here. I gotta say, that powder has really made that my complexion look quite lovely, I think. It was looking a bit so-so, but I think it's really blurred it out, which I like. Little pencil brush into Burnt Clove here, just a little smudge. Okay. I'm gonna take Victoria Beckham black eyeliner for the top waterline. And then I've got SWEED Mink Greige for the lower. I like that. And then let's go Lisa Eldridge Kitten Mascara today. I think they look really nice actually, those eyes. They've come together in my humble opinion. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Rare Beauty Integrity eyeshadow stick. I just like using this for my inner corner here. All right, let's try this bronzer. So this was the shade, let me check actually. Okay, so this shade, I think it's just shade number 1. And then this one is, this is a deeper shade right here, which this is gonna be way too deep for me. I'm not actually sure if they have other shades. I'd have to look at the website. But this one looks like it might be okay. It's kind of slightly a cool tony type one, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know if you can see that. It's very subtle. Let's see. Let's just play. So I'm just going to take my Sonia G TF1 bronzing brush. I really do love these compacts. Reminds me a little bit of like Kaya Weiss. I could see people like making that connection. Is there any colour coming up for you? It's very natural actually, the colour. Probably a good match for me. It's actually looking quite pretty. Very subtle. Can't wait till all my melasma kind of calms down. Whenever I get in the sun, it just comes out in full force. It's so annoying. It's actually a really pretty colour. Very, very natural. Very natural looking. Very blurring too. I'm not mad at that. That actually looks really pretty. I really like the shade on my skin. Nice. Happy days. Listen, is it my Lancome Tinny Doll? No, that is still my holy grail, but this is actually really impressive. Like, this is very blurring and very natural on the skin. Actually looks really pretty. I really like the shade of it. You know, I always get my smooth buffer and do this at this step. This has got no product on it. Nice. Liquid highlight, I'm going to take the Chanel Le Beige's Sheer Healthy Glow. It's just the pink one. Just pop a little here. Little spongy action. I like how natural this highlight is. It's very pretty. And then to set that, I'm going to try the Gucci highlighter again. I was reading this is like a gel type formula. It doesn't feel, I guess it feels slightly gel-like actually. Oh yeah, I guess it has a slight putty to it actually. When I first swatch it, like when you first get it and I very first touched and swatched it, it just felt true powder. But now that I've kind of gone in a couple of layers, now I can feel the putty and the gel-like. So there you go. I'm just going to take it on this MY7 highlighting brush and let's see. I didn't mind this if you caught my like initial first impressions of this. It was okay. I just didn't think it was anything crazy special, but it was fine. It's just a little bit texturizing for me. I've just got others that won't enhance texture at all, you know. It's fine. Still doesn't wow me. I did have one of you guys say, like, why don't you just take them back? Because, like, in that one I had a Tom Ford Quad 2. That was horrible. We just can't take makeup back that you've used in Australia. I actually emailed the store that I got it from to even try. And they were like, nah, sorry. So it's kind of a known thing here. But in very exciting news, for Australia, we finally got the Patrick Ta Cream Blush Duo shade in Not Too Much. I've wanted this shade since I saw it come out in the US. This is one of his newer like shade releases. The US have had this for ages, but we only just got it and it just looks like the most perfect everyday, not too pink, not too peach, like kind of straight down the line blush color. I'm really excited to try this. So what brush will I use? I'm just going to take my Sigma F43 and I just kind of go into the product directly, and then I just always stamp the excess on the back of my hand. Make sure there's no like clumps or anything. Let's tap, tap, tap. Now I know Patrick says that you should put the powder down first and then put the cream on top. I just don't like that effect on the skin. He says that to bring the glow back to the skin, and I don't really want the glow back to the skin. I do layers like this to extend the wear time of my makeup kind of thing. And because I like using as many steps as possible because it's my favorite thing. That is glorious. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted that shade to be. It is absolutely flawless. I love that. And then I'm just going to take my Smashbox cheek brush and go into the powder and set it. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. It's kind of like that sunburnty color too. I love it. I love that shade. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, so happy with that shade. Okay, what am I up to now? Setting spray. I got the Mario setting spray. So let's see how this goes. I actually didn't look at the claims of this and it's not on the packaging, so let me have a quick Google. So it's fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and butane-free. I don't actually know what that is. Ultrafine mist that sets makeup for up to 16 hours, hydrates the skin all day for a natural finish, and barely there feels. So I normally like to spray it on my sponge and then lightly tap it into my face. That's just how I find for my combination skin it works best, but I will spray it just directly on my face for the sake of testing. It is an ultra fine mist. I love the mist. And it does feel nice and cooling. And it does feel thin on the skin as well. Like the V, for example, which is designed to really provide extra hydration to the skin as well. But you can feel that, like not in terms of that it's necessarily heavy, but you can just feel that extra hydration going into the skin. Whereas this is like, it's not as fine on the face and a mist as say the Benefit Professional or the REFY. Kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury, I guess. I mean, that looks lovely. If you want to bring that kind of, if you just want to like melt all your products back in together and kind of bring a little bit of that, I would say, glow back to the skin. And really have that skin looking feel, then you are going to really like that. But in terms of whether or not it actually, you know, makes the makeup wear time better, I'm not sure yet. I'll keep testing it. I usually find setting sprays take me a couple of months before I really figure out if they're doing that. So hang in there with me on that one. But initially, I like it. I like the spray. I like initially the finish on the skin and everything. So we'll keep testing it. First impressions though, I'm enjoying it. I really am. Now at this point, I actually reset my T-zone and I'm going to take my Chanel Ultra Le Tint powder foundation. I do this every single day that I do my makeup. At this point, I got this tip from Undereye, because by this point, some of my darkness has come back through here every single time. So I just like to reset and apply a little bit of coverage here. And normally I would take this back through the T-zone, but what I will do is I'm just gonna reset my eyes like that with that. And then for the T-zone little bit, I'm just gonna take the Mario one because that's what we're testing today. You can obviously skip this step, but I have combination skin. And if I skip this step, my makeup does not last. So I just like to reset through here. And I just find that really extends the wear time. Lovely. Let's do our lips. And I will say that lip oil actually held up really well. My lips feel really nourished. I finally got the almond lip liner from Mario when I picked up the powder and setting spray from his website. I was like, I'm gonna get a lip liner while I'm here because his lip liner is truly phenomenal. You hear me and Simply Blair rave about these lip liners all the time. And she loves almond, so I finally picked it up. Oh yeah, that's a nice shade. Yeah, that's a really lovely shade. That is a nice shade. Yeah, okay, I know why Blair loves that. That's gorgeous. That is a really gorgeous shade. I just love these. I think they wear so beautifully. I love the shades, everything about them. And then I'm gonna take my fave House Labs lip crayon in Blush Matte. I love this too. It is absolutely stunning. Oh, I like that. I like it. I'm just gonna actually take the smallest amount of the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks Fenty Glow and just tap it in the middle. Just for a little juice. All right, let me zoom out and we will wrap this up. All right, friends, finished makeup look. What do you guys think? I actually really like this. I feel like it has come together really, really nicely. I feel very me and put together and chic, and yeah, I really like how this has all come together. I think the foundation, to be fair, I haven't really watched any reviews. I'm gauging it off like social media, like Instagram and like, you know, that kind of a thing. I think the foundation, I will keep testing, but I do think it's probably an easy skip. I don't think it's as blurring as other foundations I've tried. I still think the Dior stick is way better. That's personally what I would recommend, but you know, you do you. All of this is just very much my own opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. The Mario powder so far is absolutely beautiful. I do think this is gonna wear really well. I can just kind of feel it in the skin, even just the way that it kind of, my skin almost feels a little tad dry right now, which usually is a good sign for me in terms of like the longevity of the powder, but I'll keep you posted. Initially though, I think if you already have like the Laura Mercier Ultra Blur or like the Chanel Loose Powder or something like that, I don't know if you need to like instantly run out and get this, unless you want to, of course, because it does feel very similar to say like your Laura Mercier Ultra Blur. From my opinion again. The setting spray was really lovely. I liked that initially, but stay tuned for my long-term thoughts on that. The Lisa Eldridge products I love and adore. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and if you want to see in-depth swatches of those, check out my original review. The little fluff, it's my fluff products. Wow, is that what it's called? It's All Fluff? It's All Fluff, apologies. They're awesome. I really like this bronzer. I really like this bronzer. I think it's gorgeous. I think the compact is gorgeous. The lip oil is really pretty, very aesthetic. So they ship worldwide, but especially Australians. I think if you are wanting to support a local Australian business, I would give them a look in, honestly. I'll have them linked down below. But truly, I really, really like this bronzer, and I really love the shade of the bronzer. I think it really suited my skin tone really well. Was that all the new, oh, the Patrick Tar blush. Oh, stunning. Absolutely loved it. Everything I wanted it to be. Truly, absolutely gorgeous. I think that was all the new products I tried, right? If I've forgotten anything, I apologize. Keep a lookout. I will have like a speed reviews coming up where I'm like, okay, this is, I've tested these for a few weeks for a heap of the new products that I've brought in recently, and here's what I think. And yeah, If you are watching to this point, you know you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. Extra special shout out to my Lily absolute legends and all of my members. Thank you for supporting my channel. It means the world to me. It really, really does. Like, you have no idea. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.